So hopefully you are managing in this dumpster fire of a society that we're all currently, you know, taking part in. I thought that maybe I would just share some little makeup things just to give us a moment to step back away from the, you know, ongoing trauma that we're all experiencing. So let's take a moment, give our brains a break, and talk about some eyeshadow. So I have quite a few, more than quite a few. I have like a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and I usually declutter. Like, I used to be excellent at it, and I would send everything to my little nieces slash cousins slash whatever it is that people who aren't actually blood related but you act like they are, whatever name you use for them. So that also means that I have been able to really keep only the palettes that I really like. But of course, over time, things shift and things change. And so I want us to kind of take a look at things that I probably maybe kind of need to get rid of. I'm just like not quite sure. So the way I decided to approach it is to pick the palettes that I've owned the longest. So I didn't necessarily purchase these when they were released, but I purchased them when I purchased them. So I have a couple of palettes from 2018. I purchased them in 2018. And then I have some that I purchased in 2019. So I'm hoping that you can give me your opinion on whether or not I should keep them or let them go. Or tell me how you figure it out. Tell me how you figure out what to do. So let me start with one of the 2018 palettes. This is the Dose of Colors Desi and Katie Froncation palette. Now this is a 10 pan, is that right? Yeah, this is a 10 pan eyeshadow palette that has a mixture of mattes and shimmers. I have hit pan on several of the shades, the mattes specifically, and close to it, I think, on several of the shimmers. Now, oftentimes I would stick with sort of like this side of the palette because those are just the tones that I gravitate toward. But a few months ago, I did focus specifically on these three shimmers because I felt like they were the ones that I gave a little less love, and I love them. Like, I enjoy every single shade in this palette. They are just, they're so pretty. And I think Dose of Colors is like slept on. I don't hear many people talking about them, but I genuinely enjoy their products. I really like their liquid lipsticks and their glosses. I actually have on their liquid lipstick in Bury Me Too. I have that on. These, like, they don't go anywhere. So the reason I'm considering decluttering this Froncation palette is mainly I've had it for quite a while. I don't know that it brings anything new into my collection in terms of, like, I do have these shades or similar in other palettes that are like fresher. It still performs relatively well. Like, I wore it this week. I don't think I'm noticing too much of a difference. I feel like I did think to myself, that's a little less impactful than it used to be, but I'm not quite sure if that was just me or my eyes. I do need to go to the eye doctor and get an updated exam. But let me know what you think. Do you have this palette? Do you still use it? Would you say it's worth keeping? Jesus Christ. The other palette that I purchased in 2018 is the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. Now, this one is a bit bigger. This one is 12 shades, and you can see that it has that sort of mauve-y kind of tone to it. Actually, it looks like there might be some similarities. Kind of. I think you have a more cohesive color story here with the Queen of Hearts, and the Dose of Colors one gives you that same color story, but with also some other, like, you've got the green, the blue, and that other multi-chrome down there. So, What y'all think? Now, I like this Queen of Hearts palette from Colored Rain. I find that it performs well also, especially the shimmers. They're so soft. What I will say is that at least one of these mattes feels like they're a little bit crumblier than the others. Like this one here definitely feels rougher in terms of texture. It still seems to perform well, but I do find that some of the other mattes are just a bit smoother. What a swatch. So, ooh, let me know what you think. Also, I want to swatch this orange because I don't have a ton of oranges in palettes that I'm aware of. That is this shade here. Just put it right there. So, let me know what you think on the Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. Yay, keep it. Nay, get rid of it. Now, I will say that whenever I use an eyeshadow palette, I do document it. Don't judge me, okay? Stop it right now. I do, like, I have a couple spreadsheets, and I will put, like, a little check mark that I used it. I, like, and then in the other spreadsheet, I'll write, like, notes about it, and, okay? So, I have used, Froncation. I have used that one several times. Oh wait, wrong spreadsheet. Let me look at my notes. What did I say about this palette? Okay. So I have used Froncation. I'm gonna look at my notes here, and I have that. I still like it. I'm making progress on panning the shimmers. I panned the brown and even did a one shadow look with it. When did I do that? The shadows are so powdery and have a lot of kickback. The shimmers are gorgeous. So that was my thought on whatever day I used the Froncation. I've used it on numerous occasions. Now for Queen of Hearts, the Colored Rain palette, I have that it's a solid palette and has lots of everyday looks. To me, I sound a little less excited about that one. Tell me your thoughts. Now, let's go ahead and move on to my 2019 palettes. Now, 2019, you know, I like quit my job in 2018 to go into private practice. You know, I had to get a new core. I was feeling myself. I was out in these streets working like 3 jobs and I was buying eyeshadow, okay? So one of the ones that I bought is the Natasha Janona Mini Lila. Now, this was, I believe, my first Natasha Janona palette, and I remember seeing Andrea Matiliano, I believe, talking about it. I remember getting it at Sephora for like half off. That's why I bought it. It was like $12.50. So I remember like some people loving it and some people hating it. I hadn't even tried the larger one yet, but I was like, I want to get it. I want to be fancy. I want to have me some Natasha Janona. Now, I find that the mattes are still incredibly soft. Like, I think I just made my decision about this palette. I like it. So, the mattes are really soft, and then there are 2 shimmers in here. So, of course, this is one of her 5 pans. And here and here. So there is the Mini Lila. Okay. I like it. Like, this feels like, I feel like I know. Yes, this is pretty. This is cute. This is, okay. Okay, so I'm seeing how I'm processing these. I'm definitely more excited about the Mini Lila. Like, the performance is still awesome. Okay, so out of the 3 that we've done so far, pretty, like, I'm keeping this one. I'm leaning towards keeping this one. I'm not as excited about this one. All right, so let me know. You got 3 to vote on so far. Now, the next one from 2019, y'all, I was having me a good old time. That is the Jackie Aina and ABH palette, and here is that one. I have gotten quite a bit of use out of this palette. I've hit pan on several shades and completely panned this one, which is sponsored. And I even remember wearing this red shimmer 2019 Christmas. Y'all, that's the last time I was able to have like a family celebration with my family. And I remember wearing this shade. I remember this was one of the couple of palettes that I took with me when I went home to visit my family in California. Here's the thing. I feel some kind of way about ABH. I don't have any more of their palettes. I decluttered all the other ones that I had. Once I realized that I was trying to convince myself that their shadows actually worked on my skin tone, and then finding out a bit more about them. Like, I really hate finding out stuff about brands because it brings too much life and reality into a space that I try to use to like not be thinking about the real world. I do feel like I have gotten good use out of this palette. Like I said, I have panned quite a few of the shades, and I do feel like the mattes are getting a bit rough, crumbly. They're not as smooth as I would prefer. I would say that ABH doesn't have the smoothest mattes anyway. So this one is one, like, I really wanted to support the creator, Jackie Aina. I love the shades. I like went in on a lot of these shades. I know a lot of people love this palette and the packaging is so pretty. But this one is feeling, it's been all over the place. This one is feeling like along the Colored Rain lines in terms of like, just the Queen of Hearts palette, not the whole brand. I really love the brand. This one is kind of feeling like, I think we might be done. Like, you might have to go. Not because I didn't like the palette. I just think that I've had it for quite a while now. I've gotten good usage out of it, and it doesn't feel like it's performing exactly like it did a little while ago. All right. So let's continue on. I told you I was doing the most in 2019. Let's see those. Here is the Nude Rich from Huda Beauty. This is a palette that I have also hit pan on. I've completely panned one of the shades, so I have gotten my use out of this. This is the only 9-pan palette that I have from her, and even just swatching these mattes, the mattes definitely feel softer than the ABH one. Not the greatest swatches, I can definitely admit that. I found that this was the palette I was reaching for a lot just for like everyday looks, and that's for me. Like, for me, everyday looks include pink. So I really enjoyed this palette. I don't know why it's called like nude, because these are very much like your mauvey rosy tones. Definitely enjoy the shimmers. Yeah, I like this one. I'm just like, I have these shades in other palettes like 20 times over. So I'm wondering, is it time to let this one go, or should I get a little bit more usage out of it? So, okay, I don't have any significant notes on either of those. I just have that I did use them both several times and am making progress on panning several shades. So the fact that I have completely panned and like made significant dents in a lot of the shades, I know that they're just palettes that I have used a lot. And just, you know, is it time for them to retire? Is it time for them to just go away? Now, another Huda Beauty palette that I bought in 2019 is the Desert Dusk palette. And I don't hear people talk about this one like ever anymore. I like this one. I love the colors. I have hit pan on this shade and on this shade. It's a little tiny one. It's a little tiny pan, but don't act like you don't see it. Don't act like it's not there, because it's there. So I have enjoyed those. The mattes don't feel as smooth as the Nude Rich does. They're starting to feel a little bit drier. Maybe that's the word I was looking for. Like, they're feeling drier. What I don't like in any of her palettes is when she has glitters. Like, I'm not a fan. I don't like it. Glitters get everywhere. I love her shimmers, but the glitters are not for me. Those are just light swatches. So this one, I've used certain shades quite a bit. Like definitely those top ones here. I would say I haven't gotten as much use out of some of the other ones. I will say though that every time I use one of her shimmers, I'm like, wow, that's pretty. So I do like this palette. Like, actually, it's very much matching me today. I'm probably getting less usage out of it than some of my other ones from those 2 years. But I still like it. Do feel like the mattes are getting a bit drier, so that might be the thing that makes me say, never mind. Though I do like the shimmers. I find that they are great for layering. I just don't like the glitters. And then, of course, at the same time, I had gotten the Rose Gold Remastered palette. And this one, like, this top row of shimmers is just really gorgeous. Now, I haven't hit pan on any of the shades, but there are dips in quite a few of them. I would say that the standout for this palette is the, like, shimmer formula. Is so smooth, and they're just like really, really pretty. Wait, which one did I do? I don't even know. Is that the same one? I don't know. But the shimmers are really pretty. I would say, like, now I see why people be depotting stuff. That makes sense. Can you depot these? These don't look depotable. And I don't feel like melting stuff, and it's too much. But I really, really do enjoy this top row. If anything, that top row, as well as the shimmers in the second row, would probably make me keep this palette. But let me know what you think. And then the last palette is also one that I bought in 2019, and it is the Natasha Janona Sunrise palette. I believe this was her first like mid-size palette, and I have hit pan on at least one of the shades and have some dips in others. And this, I mean, this isn't going anywhere. Did you have any questions? Like, this ain't going nowhere. I'm not getting rid of this. First of all, I still enjoy this palette, and I don't know. Why is it even here? Why is this under consideration? It's not going anywhere. Okay, so let me know what you think. I'll do a quick, like, roundup. I have and am considering getting rid of my let's do this one first. Dose of Colors Froncation palette. My Colored Rain Queen of Hearts palette. My Jackie Aina and ABH palette. My Mini Leela from Natasha Denona. It's not going nowhere. Like, guys. What? Why did I even put this in here? This ain't going nowhere, okay? That was the Natasha Janona Sunrise. And then I've got 3 Huda palettes. This one is the Rose Gold Remastered, the Desert Dusk, and the Nude Rich. Oop. So those are the palettes that I am considering parting ways with. I think I've already made my decision on a couple of them, specifically the Natasha Janona ones. Like, they're not going anywhere. And I'm still sort of iffy about many of the others. So please weigh in. Let me know what you're thinking. I mean, bottom line is I have these shades like in every palette that I own. I don't know that I have any strong sentimental connections to any of these. I mean, the Jackie Aina one for sure. I like vividly remember all the pictures me and my family took on Christmas, and I was just like, I just had the red eyeshadow. It was cute. So let me know what you think. Hopefully some of this was helpful. Please be sure you are taking care of yourself and your family and your loved ones. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.